Hello and welcome to yet another video, and today the video is about monopolies and the way we evaluate them for the 8-mark essay question for your paper 2. So what is a monopoly? Monopoly is very simple, a market structure dominated by a single supplier. Right, so for example, there is no other supplier of a particular product except a company. In that particular case, that market is said to be dominated by a monopoly. Is monopoly always good or bad? Whenever we think about it, we always think negative thoughts, and it takes unusual amount of time and willpower to come up with good stuff about an economy, but about a monopoly. But truth be told, sometimes monopolies do have a very important impact and a positive impact on the economy. So for example, just let's have two sides to the argument. One is harmful and one is a beneficial impact of a monopoly. Now, after having said that, let's just dive right in. So this is simple, and I'm sure you would be coming up with a lot of options and on your own. What are the harmful impact of a monopoly? Number one, supernormal profits, or let's keep it simple. A monopoly could charge higher prices, and what this means is that this could negatively affect the consumer. The consumer may have to pay more than he would want to, because he is being now forced and there is no other substitute or option. Since monopoly knows there is no other competition, may lose the incentive for better quality products. So we may not put a lot of emphasis on keeping our quality or improving the product quality once we have become a monopoly, because we know sanuki hame kya farak padega, what do we have to lose. So we may lose the incentive for better quality products, and consumers may have to buy an inferior good at a higher price now. Yeah, if we combine both 1 and 2. So this is a negative impact to the economy. And since this is a monopoly, and let's say this monopoly is also the only employer in a particular field, so it could also potentially kind of manipulate the employees also, and force them to accept a lesser pay. But number 3, may lose the incentive of keeping costs down, which means may become inefficient, which could result in a wastage of resources and hurt the economy as a whole. Yeah, so that is a harmful impact. Could dominate suppliers in providing products and goods at a cheaper rate, which basically means that the suppliers may not be able to make a lot of money, and hence they could run into problems if they are not able to maintain their profitability, because someone like a monopoly is forcing them to keep the costs low. Walmart was accused of doing that. How much of it is true, I'm not very sure, but Walmart, since it has such a huge impact on the retailing business, it may have the incentive of forcing its suppliers to sell at a very cheap price. um, and suppliers may do it just to increase their quantity or to achieve economies of scale or certain something like that, even if they don't make a lot of profit on the Walmart account. But enough with the negativities. There could be so many other negativities which we could explore, but I just want to focus on this part because I want to strike a balance between the good and the bad. So if monopolies are able to earn a supernormal profit, right, which means that they are earning more than they should if the market would be competitive, then they could reinvest this money, the high profits, in R&D, research and development. Woohoo! How's that for a point? And come up with better innovative products, more innovative products. So this is how a monopoly could benefit an economy. Also, may result in, since they are producing quantities in large amount, which means that the economies, the benefit from the economies of scale could be passed on to the consumer. Scale could be passed on to the consumer in the form of a cheaper good or a cheaper product at cheaper rates. And that could be only possible if the monopoly was able to earn or was able to achieve high economies of scale. Then only the monopoly would be able to provide goods at a cheaper rate to the customer. Yeah. So what else? The economy, monopoly could specialize in something, and it could, due to specialization, the economy could get better in a resource, sorry, the monopoly, not the economy, the monopoly could get better in resource allocation, or may establish a USP, maybe in terms of quality or in terms of innovative products, which in turn could increase the export of an economy. So I have kept it very light. I didn't want to go into the academic details of import and export. I just wanted to solve an evaluative question, and I wanted to come up with discussion points as quickly as I could. So yeah, these are the points. You would have to elaborate on them, and you have to read. They are harmful. Monopolies could be harmful to the economy if they could charge higher prices or pass the burden of cost to the consumer, negatively affect the consumer. The purchasing power of the consumer could fall, especially if the monopolies are in inelastic goods. So the consumers may have to spend more on food items rather than spending on luxury or other things. May lose incentive for better quality products since they know that there is no one to challenge them. Consumers may have to buy an inferior good at a higher price. Monopolies may lose the incentive for keeping costs down. They may become inefficient, and wastage of resources could happen. Could dominate suppliers in providing products and cheap goods at a cheaper rate, so it could hurt the suppliers and the employees also, because they could force the employees to work at lower wages. Coming to the beneficial part of monopolies, that the amount of profit which a monopoly earns, they could use to reinvest back in the business for research and development and come with more innovative products, and could increase the living standard of the consumers. The benefit from the economies of scale could be passed on to the consumer, so the consumer could benefit from cheaper rates. Due to specialization, the monopoly could get better in resource allocation or may establish a USP, which could enable the economy to earn a higher export revenue if such goods were to be exported. So this was a very quick analysis and evaluation of monopolies. I hope it helped, and I hope the video quality is getting better, so now you can enjoy a more elaborate content in a better way. Thank you so much. Hope you have a nice day.